Good morning, and welcome to today's Spy Party Competitive League Season 5 unofficial cast of a Week 12 Copper match between ZeroDoom and Iggythegrifter. This is my co-caster, Cody.
Hi everyone.
And this is a really exciting match that we have today. This is going to be possibly one of the most decisive matches of the entire season for Copper. And let's take a look at the standings. So right now there is a three-way tie for first place between Iggy, the Grifter, Max Edward Snacks, and ZeroDoom. They all have a score of 19. And if you look over here on the right, you can see exactly how many matches each of them have left to be played, which is the U icon for unplayed. And they all have one match left. So this is ZeroDoom and Iggy's final match of the season. This is their last opportunity to get the 2 points they need, and whoever wins will go up to a score of 21. And the same thing, Max has a match against Human Kirby coming up in the upcoming weeks, and so he also has the potential to reach 21 points. So whoever wins today will tie Max Edward Snacks for the first spot if he beats Human Kirby, and if he doesn't beat Human Kirby, then today's winner will be the winner of Copper Division. And so if someone wins today and they tie with Max Edward Snacks with 21 points each, Max would win the head-to-head tiebreaker because Max beat ZeroDoom 7-2. Max also beat Iggy 7-3. So this is a match either for first place or for second place via head-to-head tiebreaker. And so, looking at both of these players' journeys in SCL so far, they both started playing last year during Challenger. ZeroDoom went 4-3-3, 4 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws. And Iggy joined Challenger a little bit later and got 1 win, 2 losses. So both of these players have been playing for, I would say, approximately about the same amount of time. ZeroDoom does have about twice as many games played, so if you're looking just in terms of numbers, ZeroDoom could be considered the overcat here, with Iggy being the underdog. It's a thing. That's a thing we do, Cody, and you're just gonna have to start saying overcat from now on.
Okay.
Anyway, let's dive in and take a look at some of these players' stats. And oh, I am actually getting the draft code now. So
Okay.
I will get that up and ready. If you could maybe start letting us know some of these players' interesting stats or what venues we think they might be picking.
Okay, so in the past, Iggythegrifter liked to pick pub. And the thing is that Iggy also likes small maps, and ZeroDoom seems to like 4 out of 8 maps. ZeroDoom hasn't played pub that often as Iggy does, or as Iggy did. And yeah, so maybe Iggythegrifter goes with this pick again today.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense that Iggy might pick pub. ZeroDoom just hasn't played it much. ZeroDoom seems to like the 4 of 8s the most, and Iggy seems to like the small maps, so I'm guessing we won't see any 5 of 8s here. And we do have a first ban coming in from Iggy, which is Gallery, any 4 of 8. And that makes a lot of sense. Gallery is one of ZeroDoom's most preferred maps. He chooses it more than almost any other map, and he does pretty well on it. So this is a counter ban, absolutely.
Yeah, well, I don't have a draft code.
Oh, it's all right. I'm reading them.
Okay.
I'll let you know as soon as anything else comes up.
Nice.
And so if ZeroDoom does a counter ban of his own, he would probably choose to ban pub. but he doesn't. He bans balcony, which is also something that Iggy chooses a decent amount, and it looks like ZeroDoom is okay with the pub, but doesn't want balcony chosen.
Iggy did also pick balcony 4 times this season, and yeah, is not doing that great. Spy and sniper rate are at 29% each.
And so Iggy has chosen pub, as we expected.
Oh yeah, double pub pick seems likely here. His stats on pub are great for spy, yeah, 67%, and as sniper 73%, and 20 games. Strong, solid
Yeah,
numbers
that's a
here.
really good sample size. And Iggy did run the pub tournament a couple weeks ago, so it's all
Yeah.
starting to make sense. And ZeroDoom has chosen to double pick Aquarium.
Oh, the new map. Newest map in the game with the shark in front of you. Sometimes blocks the sniper's view, so you could definitely take the shark as spy as your advantage.
Yeah, I think this is ZeroDoom's 4th time picking Aquarium. He's basically chosen it almost every week since it's been available, so he must be really, really comfortable with it really quickly. And Iggy's second pick is Terrace.
Oh, Terrace, nice pick. I really like it. Yeah, I picked it 2 times this season. And yeah, 100% sniper rate. Really strong. It's a spy favorite map though, or venue though. And yeah, 2 out of 4 games he won as spy on this map, which is also strong, I
Yeah,
guess.
and then we have Courtyard, any 4 of 7 to finish it out from ZeroDoom. And looking at it, it doesn't look like Courtyard is something ZeroDoom has picked very often. Not this season, at least. In past seasons, ZeroDoom has chosen Courtyard a lot, but this season it might be the first time.
Yeah, 8 games total this season.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I wonder what made ZeroDoom decide that now was the time to bring Courtyard out. It might just be because he usually picks Gallery, and maybe he's not used to people banning it against him. We probably would have seen a Gallery pick from him if it wasn't banned. And so maybe because it was, he just defaulted to something comfortable.
Yeah, Iggy though has 6 games on Courtyard and every single game he won. 100%.
Wow, I'm looking forward to that then. And so the players are in game. Looks like they're just picking their mission set up.
I'm joining you.
And we do have it on autoplay, so as soon as they are ready, we should be beginning at the same time. And so with Terrace from Iggy, I'm just thinking, I mean, when you look at Iggy's picks, normally it seems like they just try to pick pub and balcony, and if balcony is banned, they've chosen terrace or library in the past. But it seems like they're definitely more comfortable with the smaller maps, so it makes sense that they would pick one of those. Though I am curious to see why terrace over high-rise. Terrace is not as popular as high-rise, and I believe the reason for that is people feel it's just a little more sniper favorite. It's hard to get away with things as spy. Whereas on high-rise, it's a lot more possible for the sniper to shoot someone who finishes inspects, or to be a little bit more confused about who could have bugged or not, since it's really crowded. And so if Iggy's picking terrace instead of that, it indicates that, you know, they have some sort of strategy. They have some reason to feel confident that they can not only get the sniper win, but they can also pull off a spy win if they need it.
Yeah, in the past it worked pretty well for Iggy to get spy wins on terrace, and maybe he also likes to has the control over the map, over the venue, as sniper.
Alright, oh, it looks like the players were just checking with me to make sure that we were ready.
Okay.
It's always nice when people do that, but we're usually pretty on top of it, so I don't always think to check. Most people don't check in, they just get started. So they should be starting any moment now.
Yeah, now missions are picked. What are we
Yeah, we can go take a look at
don't
that.
want to
So we
do?
have bug off and swap off, of
Yeah.
course. And the first sniper will be Iggy. And looks like the game is getting started.
Yes.
All right, I'm at
Okay.
326.25. Is that correct?
Absolutely, I'm there
Perfect.
too.
And so we have ZeroDoom starting off as Bling Twin.
Yeah, innocent watch check here. Maybe wanted to know where is my seduction target going, stepping in a convo without
Oh,
seduction
but the
target.
double agent is entering the conversation. That worked out well for ZeroDoom. But maybe not the best time to contact. There are a few people indoors right now, and of course the other SDA is not in conversation, so even though we have the double agent here, there's not much we can get done right now, and so ZeroDoom decides to leave.
Yeah, heading up to another window pad.
The briefcase
And
is here, we might be going to
the,
pick it up, and oh, but
oh,
Alice
yeah.
beats us to it. We do properly cancel, and we get a low light for it!
Oh, lowlight for the nice cancel of the briefcase take animation, and now we're heading up to statues as a lowlight. This is going well
Yeah, I
for
think
him.
there's actually a lot to think about when you look at that low light for the briefcase, when you consider how ZeroDoom went for it, because the briefcase was at the window. ZeroDoom didn't immediately go for it. Ooh, caught on the corner, probably not noticed. So what I was saying is ZeroDoom didn't immediately go for the briefcase. He went to the window pad first and then left for the briefcase, and someone else got it first. And so if you're low lighting someone for a redirect like that, you have to sort of consider how easy it would be for the spy to replicate, and maybe something about the way ZeroDoom waited and let Alice go for it first. You know, maybe Iggy thought if it was the spy, they would have gone for it earlier. They wouldn't have let Alice beat them to it, but because they were so slow getting to it and then they did the redirect perfectly, maybe that's why it earned a low light, even though it might not always.
We got the BB, and Iggy got four lowlights out of it. We have two missions already done, but 0% on the flirt yet.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be ZeroDoom's only trouble, really. He doesn't know that he's low lit. He might hope that he lost some suspicion for the briefcase cancel. I mean, if you do something like that, you're always hoping that your suspicion gets lowered. But really needs to go for this flirt, and it just doesn't look like he's planning to. He could have left this conversation ages ago. And it's just too late to get a flirt now, which means he's gonna have to do something else. He's gonna have to purloin.
Yeah, he heads up to the bar, I guess. Question is the time for delegate, or is he going to take the Gasland instantly? And I think the second option is likelier.
Oh,
And
but
yeah, we
no
go
one
for it.
sent us. There was no one else in that conversation with us who could have sent us. I think it was only Pearls who was with us, but she's not gonna get shot,
Yeah.
and we get away with it, probably just because we were a
Wow.
low light. And that looks to me like
Yeah.
Iggy wasn't necessarily reevaluating a soft low light, because when you low light people for something that isn't a hard tell, aka not being in conversation for banana bread, you do have to sort of remember what those lowlights are for and maybe consider changing them, especially when that person takes the guest list and you don't think anyone delegated to them. That should be a moment to panic, and it didn't really look like Iggy knew what to do with it.
Yeah, the purloin though was at the very end of the bar, so Iggy had to rotate all the way over on the left to even see that the guest list would have been taken.
I think it was visible on screen. I think Iggy saw it, but just didn't seem to know how to react. I think I had the sniper view up, and there wasn't any panic. There wasn't like, we didn't see the twin get brought back up to neutral or anything. And I think Pearls was the only one in conversation with us before. She was walking around inside the bar, but the laser wasn't really following her either. So it looked to me like Iggy just was very, very confused about it, and it could just be a matter of nerves. This is a big match, and just maybe in the moment, you don't necessarily process, oh, okay, the twin took it. Why were they a low light? Oh, it was because of a redirect. It was a soft low light. But we have the next game starting up here with Iggy as spy now playing queen.
Yeah, and he decides to take fingerprints off and want uh, to be in there. We're stepping in a really suspicious position here next to the ambassador. Get a highlight here too.
Interesting. It might be that both highlights are coming off on the people who were next to the ambassador at the bar. ZeroDoom might not have felt confident they were watching the bug there and just needs to credit it anyway. Of course, the bad thing is that we were flirting. We were flirting with Sari. She was a few steps away from us, so you wouldn't think it was a bar flirt, but if these two highlights return to each other again, and that's exactly what Iggy is doing, it could be flirt paired now.
Another interesting thing, though, is that Damon is
Ooh, wow!
Maybe that's a strategy.
Banana bread, and we immediately shot. It was for the flirt pair and also for potentially bugging, I think.
Wow, that's really, really solid sniper play by ZeroDoom here.
I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not criticizing, but when I look at those highlights for the two people next to the ambassador, that indicates to me I wasn't watching closely enough for the bugs, so I have to credit them anyway. So it was a correct shot, but it feels like part of the reason that shot was able to come off correctly was because ZeroDoom maybe wasn't watching the bug as closely as he should have been, so Iggy got credited for it despite not doing it. And then shot for the flirt pair, even though we weren't close enough at bar to have gotten a 2 flirt, even if we hit 2 greens.
Yeah, ZeroDoom as spy again, as a red dress here, stepping into the conversation with our deduction target, hitting a white test up to 34.
Still, that was a really on-the-ball shot, and I think it was just a combination of seeing the spy return to the same person. You know they were together at the bar because you had them both highlight for being next to the ambassador at bar. They could have flirted twice by now. They could have had a bug, and the contact came off, so they could be finished if they hit 2 green flirts. Now, we know they couldn't have hit 2 green flirts because they were too far away at the bar to get that green. But, I mean, ZeroDoom must have not remembered the exact positioning. And if they had been closer at the bar, it could have been 2 green flirts. It could have been a perfectly timed shot, so... but anyway, back to this game. It looks like we timer flirted here, and we're up to 68% now. And we're still not leaving this conversation. I'm wondering if ZeroDoom plans on timer flirting again all the way up to 100%.
Yeah, definitely taking the slow game here.
I mean, the bug is off, and something that means is that you have less options to rush a mission win at the end. Because if you want to win, you do have to start going for fingerprints at some point, or, you know, you just have to go for your inspects and then find a good time to purloin. But both of those are harder than, you know, just bugging. And it looks like ZeroDoom is worried about that sort of progress. Probably a little too late to get fingerprints or to start getting them here reliably, so just going for the statue inspect.
Iggythegrifter taking the highlight statue visit here. And we're heading up to bar.
Interesting. We might be going for a purloin here. We could do a silent game with no contact. That could be a good option, because if you're highlight for statues, you might get shot when a banana bread goes off. We're doing the delegate here, or we're picking up the delegate, and we walk into conversation with Boots.
Yeah, silent games always being very, very strong, since the sniper mostly rely on the BB to say, okay, now the spy could be finished.
Yeah, Quickline correctly pointing out there's only one other highlight for statues, which means if a banana bread went off, we could easily be shot. We delegate to Boots, and she is the other highlight, which means it's actually the perfect person to delegate to, and I'm sure ZeroDoom knew that, which is why he chose to enter next to her. And now we just have to see, will a shot come off on us, or will it come off on Boots? We are watching to see if that list gets taken. And there it goes, mission win countdown.
There.
Will Iggy know what to do this time? No reaction, same as last time when the Purloin came off.
And no shot from Iggy.
And that's a third point for ZeroDoom, and that's the second time now that Iggy just hasn't been confident about what to do when a Purloin goes off, when the list disappears.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't think that the spy is already finished. Maybe
I mean, I've been in this situation before during an SCL game, and when the nerves get to you, the thing that I thought in this exact situation was, all right, the Purloins come off, but there's been no banana bread, so I'll wait and see, which of them does a banana bread or which of them goes to flirt. And, you forget, like, no, they've both done statues already. They can be done without a contact. You have to shoot one of them. And so if I had to guess, that would be the same thing that maybe was going through Iggy's mind at that point.
Yeah, again, the silent game.
Yeah, that's the strength of it.
Yeah. So Iggythegrifter doesn't change the maps, the missions this time. Sticks
with small men, and it looks like we did our delegate cheese tactic where we pick up the delegate without taking a drink. But it looks like we got an immediate highlight for it, so ZeroDoom is onto this, and we added time. It was a white check and shot.
Oh, the time was noted there.
No, and I really don't know if that time ad was necessary. It was very, very risky. I mean, you are small men, and depending on the angle, you literally cannot be seen at that window, and it's a very quick watch check, but we weren't really running out of time, and we were already starting on mission progress with the delegates, so a risky move, and it's not a great start for Iggy, unfortunately, here, getting swept on his favorite map.
Yeah, and with 4-0 for ZeroDoom, we're stepping onto Aquarium, where the chance of Iggythegrifter's chances are really good to get a spy win when he can cover his hotels behind the shark.
And so it looks like ZeroDoom will be spying first as Alice. We're starting off over here at this hidden time ad window, but maybe not going to do a time ad after how the last game ended. I mean, not that Zero was the spy there, but it still showed the risks of early time ads. Seduction target was over at statues. It looks like we're going to chase them now, and they enter conversation and we're alone with them, so we get to pick up a first flirt really, really easily. Only a white test, though. So what I'm seeing is the ambassador is over at the bar now. There's also a few other people at the bar, so potentially we can fake being delegated to. The seduction target is the next one at the bar. They're not going to get the fingerprint. One of these other people is going to get it. And ZeroDoom just looks a little bit unsure of what to do next right now, spinning the camera around, trying to decide. The ambassador's taken the briefcase with them. Looks like we're going to go join the bar rush, which is a perfect opportunity to get another flirt and probably pick up a delegate, which could very well be successful with this many people. And I think Kane is the one who got the fingerprint from the bar. If we can make it look like Kane delegates, that would be solid. Are we bugging here? Yes, we bug.
Yeah, we do.
The path was visible, but it looks like the shark was blocking it right at the moment it happened.
Yeah, he definitely saw the opportunity here and didn't want to wait for his drink to get this bug off.
So that does mean we're not going to be able to delegate. We are entering the conversation here in the center. We should be able to get another flirt with Boots here, but she's too far away for 100 unless we hit a green test, which we did.
Yeah, so 2 out of 8 missions completed. The question is, what are the other 2s? Maybe a contact? Or, yeah, we're stepping into statues.
Yeah, I mean, on a lot of maps, the way it works is if you got away with your bug clean, you can maybe go complete your inspects, and the sniper won't shoot you for it, because if they haven't seen the bug, they're not just going to shoot someone who's done 2 inspects without being sure that they're the spy. So in this case, though, it's a little bit different, because we did take a very clear bug path behind the shark there. I mean, we were waiting for a drink, and we bailed on it to walk right by the middle conversation with the ambassador, right as a shark was crossing. And if Iggydoom saw that and considered it as a potential bug, then...
Ooh, the cuff. Red test from ZeroDoom on the contact. And Iggythegrifter gets some lowlights out of it.
Yeah, did Iggy lowlight anyone in conversation for not seeing them cough? No, well, here's the mission wing countdown.
No. Oh, yeah, inspects. For the completion here, mission win countdown. And again, there's no shot from Iggy.
It looks like Iggy just wasn't on top of the bug path, and so, like I said, wasn't going to shoot someone just for finishing inspects. And it looks like Iggy was, again, just a little bit confused, not necessarily keeping perfect track of the party there. And the cough probably didn't help things either, because if you're already behind, a cough can be especially tilting because you think that you should have seen it, and when you don't see it, it really sort of annoys you and makes you feel like you're really behind, even though it's not any different than if a white test had happened. Mentally, though, it really makes a difference.
Yeah, I also think Iggythegrifter hasn't had a chance to see it because the shark was blocking it.
And it looks like Iggy is taking some time to look at that replay, maybe see where things went wrong. And I mean, if I had to guess, I would say that, I mean, ZeroDoom is playing well, but it also seems like there's maybe a little case of nerves here from Iggy, or just, I don't know. Because Iggy's a very good player, and to see the scoreline like this, it just, you know, I feel bad, and it makes me think maybe just having a little bit of an off day, maybe a little bit nervous, maybe the mental state is... I mean, Spy Party is so difficult to get into the right mental state. You need to be, like, focused, but not too focused, because if you're too focused, then you get stressed and nervous, and you're overthinking everything, and, you know, you're doing too much. So you have to zen out a little bit, but if you get too zen, then you just miss things, and you can end up with games where, you know, the spy just wins, and you just weren't really sure what had happened.
Iggy has a ponytail now. Fast character on a large map is always an advantage.
Yes, Ponytail is a very, very fast character.
Yeah. I think she's the fastest with...
That is actually not true, and I'm glad you brought it up, because it is a widely spread myth for this reason. Ponytail always gets a reputation for being a fast character. She's the one that people always mention as being fast, and yet she is only like the 5th fastest character. Taft is the fastest, but I believe Seek and the twins and maybe one other person are actually faster than Ponytail. You know, she's also called Equestrian.
Yeah.
All right. So we've picked up a first flirt for 34% here. So I'm wondering about Iggy's mindset here. If Iggy's, you know, feeling a little bit behind, is he going to go for some sort of rush, or is he just going to sort of be nervous and, you know, maybe slow play and not get missions done?
Yeah, it looks like we time a flirting here, but we'll leave the conversation to join the conversation with the
Shark
young
as
lady.
ambassador comes right next to us. That is really
not.
unfortunate. If we had been just a little bit more on the ball, we could have taken the standing bug as the ambassador entered next to us, and the shark would have blocked it. But ZeroDoom hasn't credited us for that bug, even though we could have taken it, so...
Yeah, good BB from Iggy here. Only 3 lowlights for ZeroDoom, I think. General could be 1, 2, but I'm not sure right now. And Iggythegrifter steps into statues.
There are a lot of highlights this game, presumably all from statues? And so Iggy is definitely fitting in pretty well. Wow, another highlight for statues on Queen. I mean, that's more highlights than neutral lights at the moment, and when you consider that the banana bread only seems to have given off 3 lowlights, Iggy is in a very good position here.
Yeah, now he's definitely in a position where he can turn or come back to this game.
And now let's see if Iggy's been tracking those statue highlights, because we have the option to delegate, and we can do it to someone who was a highlight, but we're entering a conversation with a low light and a neutral light. And it looks like we were closer to Salmon, but he's not a statue visitor, not the best choice of person to delegate to.
Yeah. Shark also isn't blocking it right now, so ZeroDoom has a pretty nice sight
The
on...
list goes, and it looks like ZeroDoom has it
bottom.
narrowed down, potentially. Or, well, maybe not narrowed down, but Salmon does pick up a highlight for it. Ooh, bug right on...
The bug is seen. Oh.
Gah.
This was pretty visible, though. Shark wasn't blocking it. And yeah, ZeroDoom was on point.
That's unfortunate for Iggy. That was a very, very good party for Iggy. Lots of statue highlights, and unfortunately Iggy wasn't able to capitalize on it by delegating to a statue highlight. And then it looks like Iggy was just maybe feeling a little bit rushed and wanted to take a bug when it came up, but it just wasn't the right time.
Yeah, so ZeroDoom again is he's able to win this set with a spy win now, and we are going for a bug. It is seen. Shark wasn't blocking it too, but Iggythegrifter has not seen it, I guess. No highlights, at least, for ZeroDoom.
And so it looks like we're going to pick up our first flirt now. We are marked suspicious. Do you think that's a late highlight for the potential bug?
Yeah, this totally could be.
In that case, it looks like Iggy may have been onto it after all. And when I see a late highlight like that for a potential bug, it makes me think that it's going to stick in the sniper's mind a little bit more, because there was more of a thought process behind it. You know, they saw the person leave, they went to another conversation, and then they looked at them and thought, maybe they could have bugged, I should highlight them. And this is how I feel about highlights in general. It's more memorable if you have a clear thought process while you're doing it. You know, a rote statue highlight, you look at them, they're highlight, you don't really remember anything, just that, yeah, they must have gone to statues. But if you highlight someone like that late after a bug, it means that you were really thinking about it, and so it's more likely that, you know, if Rocker keeps doing things later, Iggy will look at them and be like, oh, I remember, that's the person I highlight for a potential bug, and so it might make Iggy more likely to take a shot.
Seduction target is really kind to us, as stepping next to us, and we flirt to 68%.
Looks like a lot of people in conversation right now. This is a good time to go for a banana bread, but we're not doing it. We're going over to a bookshelf, presumably to get another fingerprint. It's still a good time for a contact. God, everyone is in conversation. Except Disney.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh! The shot comes off. I think the bug and the fingerprint did the work for Iggy to shoot him, to shoot
Yeah, I
ZeroDoom.
think it's exactly what I said. That highlight for the potential bug really stuck in Iggy's mind. And when you look at the timing of that shot, it wasn't a confident shot. It wasn't like I'm shooting you the instant you go for that second print. I think probably 10 seconds had passed since the print, which again indicates Iggy maybe a little nervous because it wasn't really proper, I did air quotes, proper shot timing. But I feel like it's exactly what I said. Iggy just had a hunch about Rocker, and Rocker was sticking in his mind, and that just made him take the shot once he realized that, this person that was already a suspect was getting 2 prints.
Yeah. So Iggythegrifter came back, got this important win as sniper here. But now he needs to pull also a spy win off.
Yeah, and I mean, if we get over to Terrace after this, which is Iggy's pick, Iggy could continue to make a comeback. Nice redirecting from that briefcase. Let's see if ZeroDoom lowlights for it. No, looks like the answer is ZeroDoom does not lowlight for that.
No pathing lowlights.
I think ZeroDoom does give some attention to pathing and redirect and stuff like that, but it probably wasn't super noticeable. We weren't actually picking up the briefcase when it happened, but we did walk away properly, I believe, as soon as someone else picked it up, which was nice. But we've already finished our seduction. That's good. The ambassador is in that middle conversation. Are they going to stay there long enough for us to get a bug? No. Right as the middle shark is coming, but the ambassador left. We could honestly get one here as the fin blocks, but no, it didn't happen. We're going to that center conversation to get the briefcase. Nice, easy return. No reason to be suspicious of this return path.
And we are going to statues, I think. Yeah, we're going to statues. First with it. And I think we're going to get a highlight, yeah.
Alright, so now we have a highlight. If we assume we're going to finish the missions that we have on the board already, then Iggy is going to finish statues at some point and get another fingerprint. So the question right now will be, is ZeroDoom aware that Iggy already had 1 print or not? Because when we got that print, it wasn't like a super noticeable briefcase return. It's not like we had to cross the whole map. So if Iggy is lucky, ZeroDoom didn't notice the first print, and so Iggy might not get shot for a second one and finishing inspects.
Yeah, again, a lot of highlights here for statues.
Ooh!
Oh! Ooh.
Iggy gets the second point. The comeback is starting. And I think it's like you said, there were just so many statue highlights there, and I guess Salmon must have completed inspects and probably had at least, a print or a bug opportunity. That's the most likely reason why an AI would get shot on Aquarium here. And that gives Iggy a second point. And it also means Iggy probably wasn't a huge suspect. Maybe the first print wasn't necessarily super noticed. Yes, it was 6-0, and now it's up 6-2. Iggy just won 2 in a row on Aquarium, which is ZeroDoom's pick. What's on the line for this game, T-Flame? Everything is on the line. No, so to be more clear, yes, it should be a spot in the tournament of power position placement, and whoever wins this match is likely going to get second place in the division, assuming Max keeps up his win streak. Whoever wins this match will tie Max for the top of the board, and then Max would win their tiebreaker with a head-to-head because he's beaten both of these players. And so if Max chooses to just auto-promote, then whoever wins this match would be in the tournament of position. But I think Copper might get 2 spots anyway. I'm not sure. But whoever wins this match is likely going to be the second place finisher of Copper.
Yeah, 6-2, and we're stepping on the terrace. A beautiful looking map.
Yeah, and this is Iggy's pick. So Iggy chose this because they feel confident they can get 2 points here. And let's see if he can do it.
Yeah. Normal mission setup. Swap and inspects off. That's pretty common. And ZeroDoom as
Again.
rocker. Again.
I'm sure it was random.
Red dress rocker.
Ooh, Ambassador crosses by us and we got a reverse drive-by bug.
Yeah.
And I don't think this was visible from Iggy's angle.
No, not even I. I've paid a lot of attention to it, and BB comes off. 3 lowlights for Iggy.
Ooh, but there's only 2
And-
people who have real, and ZeroDoom is one of them. That's the one way to erase the progress you made with the bug. And it looks like we entered next to our seduction target at the bar. We're picking up a delegate. There's no reason not to, of course, but most likely ZeroDoom is going to finish with Flirt. Now, the thing is, this is a 3-5. Flirts can be tracked, especially if you've picked up a highlight before doing your first flirt. I know, for me at least, if someone gets an early highlight for a statue visit on pub or whatever it is on a 3-5, I will always check and see who they flirt with, because when they're highlight that early, you do have the opportunity to do the flirt tracking really easily. And so if Iggy flirt tracks here and notices that Rocker went to Pearls at the bar and we return to Pearls later, oh, but she returns to us.
Yeah, and another important thing for ZeroDoom, he hit the green difficult fingerprint. So another fingerprint could also be an option.
That's
here.
mission progress for all 5 missions. We picked up the delegate, we picked up a fingerprint, and we got a seduce at the bar while we already had 2 missions done.
So enough time to flirt, enough time to search for another fingerprint. Yeah, delegate Purloin time expired.
Yeah, I don't think ZeroDoom was going to go for the delegate. It was just an option. But now we do have to see, is ZeroDoom going to go for another fingerprint or for a flirt? Flirt, you would think, would be harder to track, especially because Pearls came to us the second time.
Yeah. And he has 1 minute left, so no time pressure if he hits close wide.
And we're going back to the bar, a little stutter step.
Yeah.
There's no other print available here, because Pearls was just at the bar and Sari was. There's definitely no print, so... Whoa! Direct Purloin, but we just came from the windows!
Oy.
No one delegated to us! And Iggy is again not taking a shot after the guest list disappears! That was the running theme of this night! And it's what earns ZeroDoom the final win.
Yeah, guest list a nemesis here.
I'm really shocked that ZeroDoom even made that play. Could have won with a flirt or a fingerprint, and instead just took a Purloin, even though we just came from Windows and no one even could have delegated to us. And that looks like ZeroDoom just remembered that Iggy wasn't taking shots for Purloin and maybe counted on the same thing happening again. Though I do think it was a little bit of an unnecessary move.
Yeah, interesting option to take the guest list, but maybe he was confident because he noticed through the games that Iggy definitely doesn't like to shoot for guest
Yeah, we
list.
came right from the windows here. And so that does mean that ZeroDoom is now in first place in Copper with 21 points, or will be up to 21. And that means Max just needs to win one more match to tie with 21 and therefore win the season, because Max did beat ZeroDoom earlier in the season. Max's match is against Human Kirby. Human Kirby has only had 1 win so far this season, but it was just a couple days ago, so Human Kirby may be on the uptake here. and it'll be really interesting to see the results of that match. But meanwhile, oops, it's always awkward when I don't have the medal properly. We award the winner medal to ZeroDoom.
Yeah, definitely all in all an exciting match.
And I'm just going to check with the players and see if they'd like to join us for an interview. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of really good play from ZeroDoom, and I think what did Iggy in was mostly just the purloins. It looked like every time the list went off, Iggy just didn't think it was the final mission and was always just waiting to see what happened next. And ZeroDoom is going to join us for an interview, so let's head on over to headquarters in the Spy Party Discord.
Okay.
And Iggy is going to be joining us as well. Hi, Iggy.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
I'm going to just boost Iggy's volume a bit. It sounded a little low. Can you talk again? Oh, you're very quiet. Oh, wait,
Okay.
no, that was my own voice coming out of your own speakers.
What do you want to hear? Hope you had fun with the casting. I had fun playing.
Yeah, it was really interesting matches.
It was a good set. Very nice getting those 2 wins on Aquarium when you were behind. I think that showed a really good mindset to, not be tilted and not be too stressed out. And you played well and you took it back. The Aquarium game where Salmon, as a civilian, got shot, you were doing really well. You got a print, you got statues, and it seemed like you were reading the party pretty well because there were a lot of other statue visitors there. And so you played the exact kind of game that you needed to play to not get a lot of attention and not get shot, and it worked. And really good job as Sniper on Aquarium too when you shot ZeroDoom as Rocker for the bug, and we're going to take a look at that once we get started with this interview. And we have
Thanks.
ZeroDoom here now. Hey ZeroDoom, well played. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think that whole set hinged on me sweeping pub.
Yeah, that was really well done. And so this is sort of what I wanted to talk about is, what happened on pub here. Let's start with the first game. This was the first key moment of the match. In the first game of pub, Iggy was the sniper, ZeroDoom was the spy as Bling Twin, and you did a briefcase cancel at the window with Alice at 2 minutes 40 seconds, and Iggy, you awarded ZeroDoom with a lowlight for it. Let's start with you, Iggy. What was it about this briefcase redirect that made it worthy of a lowlight?
Actually, I'm trying to do some behavioral stuff lately, and I'm not that good at it. And I really like that cancel. I mean, it was like tip notch on the timing, and I said, yeah, that's AI, not player.
Yeah, that's correct. The timing of it does look really good. I mean, if we look at it in depth, the twin should back away the moment Alice's hand reaches the handle, I believe. And wow, it's hard to get a good angle on this here, but yeah, it looks like right as she picks it up, you cancel properly. So it's very, very well done, ZeroDoom. And so ZeroDoom, what I was wondering, was it your intent to cancel and get a lowlight, or were you going for the briefcase and Alice just beat you to it?
It was a little bit of both. I was going for the briefcase. I saw Alice was. I was definitely sure Alice was going to get it. So at that point, I was focusing on trying to make it look like a good cancel. I felt a light after that, so I thought I was. But you sometimes can't tell. So after that, it was just kind of let's play a little fast and loose, especially with how I finished this particular
Yeah,
match.
you can see the laser go right on you afterwards, so that was a really good call to feel like you may have been low lit, and I think it was just really good instincts to know that Alice was going to get it and to not panic and do the redirect properly, because you know, sometimes if I'm low light fishing, I go for a redirect cancel on the briefcase, but I'm planning it in advance. I know who's going to get there. I know they're going to pick it up. But in this case, you weren't sure if Alice was going to get it before you, and she just came there a moment before. So the fact that in the moment you were able to react accordingly and get the perfect timing on the cancel was a really good play that showed you were able to adapt in the moment. And so the other key moment here in this match was the ending. This is the purloin goes off. Let's see who sent you. Looks like Pearls sent you over to the bar. I don't think Pearls had been to the bar recently. So Iggy, what I was wondering is what was going through your mind when you saw the list disappear here at 25 seconds?
I was thinking where he stand, and I tried to believe my low light, so I wasn't sure what happened actually. But that moment, I think it tilted my final. I in most of the games I believe to my gut, and this break it, and that's the reason I like most of the shots I didn't take, even if I knew it was him.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, so you're saying that this sort of made you
Yeah.
distrust your gut, and so when your gut was telling you to shoot in the
Yeah,
future, you weren't as certain about it. And look, I'm not going to criticize you for that. I think that's a really good mindset to have because in this case, a low light that you took for behavior was the spy and took the list and won. But there could have been another case where one of your lowlights took the list and, you know, in some alternate universe, you rethought the lowlight and shot them and would have been wrong and, you know, would have been kicking yourself for not trusting your gut. So it's unfortunate that it didn't work out, but I really respect that mindset of trusting yourself and saying, no, they were a lowlight, I'm not going to doubt it, and I will solve the puzzle based on that. And it's unfortunate it didn't work out here.
yeah. Well,
Let's take a look at the second game. This was a very interesting one from you, ZeroDoom. I have a lot of questions about this. So in the second game of pub, ZeroDoom was the sniper, Iggy was the spy as queen. And Iggy picks up an immediate highlight from you at about 3:20. And I assume this was... Oh, there was actually a failed bug attempt here, I see. ZeroDoom, did you see the bug
Yeah.
attempt? Because you also highlighted sorry, and so it looked to me like you were just highlighting people who could have potentially bugged the ambassador. Can you clarify what the highlights were for?
Yeah, so the highlight was for bug, and then I think sorry was highlight a little bit after. I didn't think sorry bugged because she had the drink. I didn't see a lean, but at that point there was it looked like there was a delay in Iggy requesting a drink and stuff. And at that point I kind of flirt paired the two was what the sorry highlight
Wow,
was.
that's masterful play to notice the slight delay there and go for a flirt pair. Even though sorry wasn't close enough for like the ideal bar flirt, you still noticed the pause and still credited for flirt. And so I think the rest of it then just speaks for itself because the banana bread came off and Queen had re-entered next to sorry again. The only thing we had been questioning was just a little bit of the timing because did you remember that Queen wasn't really close enough for a 50% flirt at the bar, so she couldn't really be done here, or you were just certain enough anyway?
I was certain enough. Yeah, I didn't really consider if he was done or not. I kind of in my head was, we are done with two of three. I was pretty sure the bug had happened, so I just wasn't gonna let a final flirt go through if that was the case.
Yeah, the arm of the bug is really only barely visible, but it is a bug path, and they were still standing next to the ambassador at the bar for a while there. So very well done on that one. That's really masterful play to track that flirt from the slight delay. And so on our third pub game, ZeroDoom, you were the spy as Hare. and Iggy, you were the sniper, and we ran into another situation with a purloin going off. And ZeroDoom, you made the correct call to delegate to Boots, who was the only other statue highlight. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I knew there wasn't a lot of people that went to statues. I was trying to. I don't think she had been to the bar recently, so I wasn't sure it was going to work. But I did know she was the only other statue.
And so, Iggy, my question for you is, what was going through your mind when Boots took the guest list here?
I totally missed it.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Even that wasn't my view, like totally through the doors. I totally missed it.
All right, well, that happens, and you know, it makes sense. Let's check our fourth pub game. Oh, this one was just the time ad delegate cheese.
Yeah.
Iggy, what
I
made you?
suspected a delegate
Iggy,
cheese
what
there,
made you?
and then
What
there's a
made you
time
want
ad.
to do a time ad here?
I don't know. It was actually, I think, just want to play slowly. So I wanted to add time to have more time for doing missions, and well, it didn't work.
No, unfortunately not. And so at that point, we moved on to Aquarium. And so this first Aquarium game, ZeroDoom was Alice, got a really clean bug off behind the shark. My only question was, did you notice this bug path, Iggy, which takes place at 2 minutes 43 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah, I did, and actually Alice was one of my top suspects after that.
And so what were you thinking when Alice went in for a second set of inspects later? At about 55 seconds.
I'm just, yeah. That was the situation when I wasn't sure I want to shoot, but I didn't believe my gut. So this start the bad games from me, and I try to how to say that reorganize my mind to just shoot when I believe in it.
Yeah, so it looks like we're seeing the effects of what you mentioned earlier with that
Yeah.
first game making you not trust your gut as much. But it's good to know that you were onto it, and you know, I don't think you should feel bad about it because clearly you did notice the bug path, and you know, ZeroDoom was a suspect, and it just shows the importance of mindset during an SCL match. When you're behind, when you've lost a really bad game, and it makes you doubt yourself, it's really important to be able to you know, not get tilted, not get stressed, stay calm, continue to trust yourself even after you've made a mistake. And it's not easy. I'm saying it as if it's easy to do. It's absolutely not. So it's a very, very understandable situation.
And this mission in this game, I totally missed the core.
Oh, I believe the cough was behind the shark. I think that's what Ranmilia said in chat when it happened. We didn't really see it either.
The cough was visible. You could see the cough. The shark didn't quite cover it. When I thought on that last game when I went to statues at the end, I was actually trying to get in and out of the statues with the shark covering it. That was not the case. And I could have sworn I was dead for that last game at the statue.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Iggy was onto you, but it was just sort of a case of, you know, the SCL competitive mindset and all the things going on in Iggy's head at the time. And so in this next game, Iggy was the spy as Alice and died to a bug attempt at about 33 seconds. I don't think I need to ask about that. I think we can see what happened there. My question is, Iggy, you had just taken a delegate option from the bar, and so ZeroDoom. Oh, sorry, you had just delegated. Salmon took it. And so before the bug happened, ZeroDoom, had you narrowed down who the suspects were for that purloin?
Yeah, I was down to Alice or Salmon at that time. I looked at both of them and I said neither of them are done. So then I was just watching for something else to happen.
Yeah, so it looks like it was a little bit unfortunate timing for a bug attempt. Iggy, were you hoping that that bug was behind the shark? Did you maybe think it was a low shark, or
No, I know that it's a middle shark. Was it
Yeah.
middle shark, right? Yeah. I just hope the eyes were somewhere else, and I wanted to finishing the game with the flirt, but I had the drink still in the hand, and the Sari, my ST, were at the library, I think, at the bookcase. Yeah. So I go for the back and hoped.
Yeah, was running out of time a little bit, so it was an understandable decision. And so then here we come to this game that you played really well, Iggy. ZeroDoom was the spy as Rocker. Looks like Rocker got an early bug. Oh wow, it was right on screen. I missed this. I was updating the scoreboard at the time because it was right at the start of the match, so I wanted to see it. And it looked like you gave ZeroDoom a late highlight for it. Can you explain what you were thinking when you gave ZeroDoom the highlight there?
When it started, I saw the ZeroDoom with the drink, and I didn't realize the drink is in the other hand, not on the side of the ambassador. So I just thought, okay, he probably bugged, and he did. So
Nice. So you didn't see the
it
bug
worked.
because you thought
No,
there
no,
was a
I
drink in
didn't.
his hand, so he couldn't. And then when you realized he had the
Yeah,
opportunity, you highlight. I mean,
yeah, because when I saw his drink in his head, so I totally stopped watching this situation around Amba. Because on the other hand, there was I think Salmon with the drink too.
yes, that's correct.
Yeah, there was
Salmon
Salmon
was
with
on the
drink
other
too.
side and also had a drink. So you assumed the ambassador was safe. That's a really,
Safe,
it's a really
yeah.
interesting mindset to notice that the people surrounding the ambassador have drinks and to realize that they're safe. I mean, it wasn't necessarily correct this time, but I think it's an interesting thing to look out for and a way to manage your attention. And so then you highlight Rocker because she could have bugged, and I take it at that point you were on to her for getting 2 fingerprints. Were you tracking those?
Yeah, I saw the first fingerprint and then the second one, and I shoot for it. I think it was the
Yeah,
second
and
one
we
I
were a bit
shoot.
curious
Yeah,
about the timing, but it looks like the fingerprint came off at 148 and the shot was at 139. So even if that was a finish, you would have got it just in time. So really, really good job learning to follow your gut again at that point, and trusting your gut that Rocker could have gotten a bug there. And so on the next game,
Yeah.
Iggy, you were the spy as Hare, also known as Oprah, and a missed shot came off on Salmon. ZeroDoom, can you let us know why Salmon got shot here?
So Salmon got shot because I thought he went to back left statues, and I misremembered the statues back on the back left. So I thought he swapped. He had finished in specs. I think he was in for BB, or was there not a BB yet? No, there was no BB yet. But yeah, I thought he swapped. I thought he inspected. He had a bug path. So it's just that was just a
Yeah,
phantom.
he was at
A
the
phantom
back.
swap
He was
is
at the
what got me there.
front right statues. Actually, it looks like. But same
Yeah,
thing.
for some reason I thought he was on the other side,
Yeah.
but yeah.
That makes sense. But I was saying earlier that I think Iggy still played a nice, slow game there. Didn't get stressed out, didn't rush things. Got a fingerprint. Had you? Well, I already moved on, so never mind. But
I hadn't even caught him flirting or
okay,
the
that's what I was
fingerprint,
gonna
so
ask
yeah,
because actually, let's just
it
go back
was
and take a
it
look
was
at that because I was talking about it just a moment ago before you joined. Or maybe you had joined but hadn't started talking yet. But yeah, this fingerprint that Iggy got here, it was a really short briefcase return, and a lot of it is behind the shark, actually. I wasn't sure if it was behind the shark, but it was a really short path to return the briefcase. And so I was saying when it happened that you might not have noticed it because it's not like Iggy had to cross the entire map or anything like that. And so it's good to get confirmation that that was indeed the case. No pun intended. And so we moved on to Terrace here, final game. God, I actually have a lot of questions about this one, ZeroDoom, because you made progress on 5 missions here. And so you started with a bug. Let's take a look at that from the sniper point of view. It was a reverse drive-by of Tex walking by Rocker here. My God, it's invisible. It is completely invisible. Even if you zoom in on interactive sniper camera, there is just no trace of this bug from this angle. Very well done. Iggy, did you have any hunch at all that Rocker could have done a reverse drive-by bug here at 320?
Not at all.
Yeah, that's... wow. That was a very, very good bug opportunity, and very well done, ZeroDoom, on taking it. And so here's where the questions begin for you, ZeroDoom. What was the game plan here? Because you did a contact afterwards when you were one of only 2 people with real contact. What was your thinking behind that?
The other CC was pretty full. I hadn't faked yet, so it was one of those things where I was like, maybe he'll think I'm faking. Yeah, it was
interesting logic. I've never done a fake, so that means he might think this one is fake.
It worked actually. I highlight them, but I wasn't sure that it's like real banana bread. So I was still noticing the other people, not just these 2.
That makes sense. I mean, it does look like a time when someone in that big conversation would try to frame the people in the smaller conversation. So, you know, maybe I shouldn't laugh. I mean, it was a good play apparently, and it worked out exactly as ZeroDoom intended. It's just so counterintuitive here. You know, I've never done a fake, so I'll do one. So I'll do a real, and I'll hope that they think that since I've never done a fake, that maybe now I'm doing one for the first time. You know, to break things up, because I wouldn't do a reel every single time. I mean, this is pure Yomi. And so then my worry was that since ZeroDoom was highlighted for the reel, that Iggy, you might have been tracking the flirts, because ZeroDoom immediately chased Pearls to the bar. Did you have any idea that that could have been a flirt pairing for ZeroDoom?
No, I didn't flirt pair him. I was thinking... where is it? No, it was different game. So no, in this game I didn't flirt pair him.
Fair enough. And so ZeroDoom, God, let me just set this up properly in case anyone has forgotten. So ZeroDoom, you went to the bar, so you had 2 missions done. You had your reverse drive-by, got off clean. You had your contact, where you were one of only 2 people with real. And then you head to the bar, where you make 3 mission progresses at once. You flirt with Pearls, you get a difficult fingerprint from the drink, and you pick up the delegate. And so then you finish by getting the flirt one more time, and then you go from a window to the bar and you take the guest list yourself. So I don't actually know where to begin. So my first question will be, at the moment you left the bar with a delegate, a print, and flirt, what was your plan in that moment for how to finish?
I felt like I had options.
Yeah, I'll say that.
So interestingly, when I first went to the bar, I actually wanted to just flat out take the list when I went to the bar. I noticed Iggy was staring it down at that time, so I decided against it because I was like, let's just rush this. Let's. I got the bug, I got the BB. Let's just go take the list. But Iggy was watching that then. So then I went ahead and actually, honestly, I did not realize there was a difficult print on that drink. That was completely
neither did
luck.
we.
There was one there, and then I landed it. So that was kind of the plan there. At that point, I was like, okay, I can flirt, I can get another print, or I can do my initial plan, which is Purloin. And it ended up where I really wanted the direct Purloin again at the end.
Yeah, I mean, Iggy hadn't shot for either of the 2 Purloins you did on Pub, and so I was thinking that might have played into why you wanted to Purloin there. Is that correct?
Yeah, a little bit. I was having luck with Purloins against Iggy in this set, so I figured Purloin was a safer bet than grabbing a second print. I actually thought I was flirt paired because I was a little aggressive about chasing.
Yeah, well, Pearls
around a
entered
bit.
next to you, so that was really, really lucky. But I also thought a flirt pair could be happening because I was saying this. If you get high lit on a 3 of 5 before your first flirt, it becomes a lot easier to track them. So I think you did make the right call maybe in not finishing with flirt. Though you might have been able to because Pearls came to you the second time and that would have confused things. But good job playing with those 3 options that you had there. And so that was the set. So good job to ZeroDoom again. Congrats on the win. Congrats on, again, I think I complimented you on this the other day, but you play in a way where you keep your options open and you're always aware of picking the right ones. And Iggy, really, again, I think it's commendable that you sort of picked back up from, being down and learned to trust your gut again on that game of Aquarium where you shot Rocker for the bug that you didn't see but, had a gut feeling had happened. And so I think everyone can relate to what you were talking about with your mindset, losing that first game and therefore not being sure if you should trust yourself or not going forward. And I'm glad we were able to do this interview so we could hear a little bit more about what was going through your mind, especially on that first Aquarium game where, you were really indeed onto Alice, but it was just, mind games, unfortunately. Does anyone else have anything to say, anything we feel might have gotten missed?
Well, I'm glad that ZeroDoom wins, and hope he get a chance to get into the tournaments of position. Like you said, you go on the trip, right?
Yeah, hopefully I get back in time for it. We'll see.
Nice.
Yeah, and there you are.
But yeah, if I can,
there you are, ZeroDoom. 21 score. You've officially, both of you are the first people in Copper to have finished playing all of your games. Now it's just a question of seeing if Max will get that last win.
It's against Human Kirby, or
it's against Human Kirby, and that's a week 13 match. So, oh no, it's a week 12 match. So we should be seeing it coming up soon. Very exciting. All right, well played to both of you. Thank you for letting us cast this, and thanks to everyone for watching, and thank you to Cody, first time co-casting.
Yeah, I hope I did well enough, and it was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for the cast, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the cast.
All right, and
See you
so
Bye.
we do have a good day. And so today we have a few things coming up. If you want more Spy Party, there are the finals of the Ballroom Tournament coming up at 12 p.m. EDT. I'm not sure where that's being cast. It's probably on the official Spy Party channel, but if not, it would be on Spy Party Fans. And then the official North America cast is tonight at 5:30 p.m. EDT, 2:30 PDT, to come on before Game of Thrones happens. So lots of Spy Party today, and have a good day, everyone.